Hello, welcome back to Socially Unapologetic. Today we have Ashley here, private chef and owner of Real Roots Kitchen. I'm so excited for Ashley to be here. Ashley, welcome.
Thank you. Excited to
T-
be here.
Amazing. So we start all of our shows with two truths and one lie. I'd like to put my guests on the spot and ask you two truths about yourself and one lie. And then at the end, we'll come back around and then we'll get the answers. People can kind of get to know you throughout the whole podcast.
Okay. I have dual citizenship. I am half American. I love sushi, and I started cooking when I was 4 years old.
Okay, perfect. Love that. Let's get into it. Let's start at the root of how it all started. So, what inspired you to become a private chef and holistic nutritionist?
Yeah. I have loved cooking. Oh, I'm gonna give away one of the answers right now. I was so little, and I just was always begging my mom to like sit on the counter and like crack eggs with her. And I would literally, like most kids would watch cartoons, I would watch Food Network from the time I was like 3, 4 years old. So I'd come home from school and watch that. And I just loved being in the kitchen. I loved food. I was kind of a picky eater, but I still love food. I just wouldn't let anything touch, which is the total
Yeah.
now I want like everything on top of each other. And then in high school, I was still loving cooking, but a lot of people thought it was very lame. So I decided to go to school for nutrition instead. I liked it. I've always been into like the health and wellness space, but my true passion lies in food, and food is healing before any like supplementation or pharmaceuticals or anything like that. I think there's a lot of power through food. And if people just ate well, I think it would help a lot of like serious diseases. So then I decided to go to culinary school, but I backed out the day that I went to tour the campus. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to teach myself like more than what I already know. I was already cooking a lot at this point.
Hmm.
And I had a family friend ask me one summer, I think it was my last summer of high school, to cook for her and her family. And I never even knew private chefing existed, but she kind of started everything for me and told some mom friends, and it just piggybacked off of word of mouth. And here I am, 10, or more than that, 12 years later.
I love that. So, like, that just how did Real Roots Kitchen start? Like, you were helping out, getting those referrals. What made you actually like step in there and be like, okay, now I'm going to start my own thing and create that business?
Yeah, I started reading that people actually had private chefs and that it was a thing. I really didn't even know when I applied for culinary school, I never even thought like, "Oh, I will be a private chef." I didn't even think it was a route that people took. I mean, I'm sure I knew like famous people and stuff like that, but I never thought of myself as doing that. I just thought, "Oh, maybe I'll open a restaurant or a cafe or work somewhere at a restaurant," which I've tried and hated. So I'm very happy that the private chef route, it's just so different. Yeah, Real Roots Kitchen started. I started the Instagram, I think maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, but it really took off a couple years ago when I started doing this full time. I used to travel abroad a lot, so I never did this full time. It was more just like a summer gig. I'd come home after traveling, work for some families during the summer, and then pack up and leave for like 6, 7 months. So it really wasn't full time until about 3, 4 years ago. But once I committed to full time, I my schedule was just like jam packed with, yeah.
That's amazing. And was like when was the moment, I guess like since you said since you were young, where like food was more than just like fuel. It was like healing. Like how did you kind of merge those two worlds of like the holistic nutrition and the private chef?
Definitely after I finished school. So I did a 2 year holistic nutrition program, and they were into food. Like they told you how to eat and everything, but they were just so into supplementation. Like, oh, take your B vitamins and make sure you're taking vitamin D and probiotics. And I'm like, you can eat all this. You don't
Hmm.
need to be supplementing. And they were just so adamant on it. And I just didn't like that. I'm like, why don't we just eat food and you don't have to supplement? I don't know. I can't swallow pills. So I'm just like, okay, I'm I'm just not into supplements. I can't take anything because I just can't do it. So I either have to open the capsule or take a liquid like a child. So
You're like, I needed to find another route.
yeah, I need to find another way. I'm like, let's just eat. And like it's enjoyable to eat good food. And I don't know, unless there's a serious allergy, I'm not into like cutting out food groups or anything like that. I think that everything has
Hmm.
important place.
And what's like something that a lot of people get wrong about healthy eating? I think in general, the world healthy eating, especially now in this generation, is thrown out so much. So like
Yeah,
what's one thing that people like misunderstand about that word that you can kind of speak on?
that it tastes boring. That is my number one thing. They're like, when people hire me that are trying to like get healthier or like have a certain goal in mind or health reasons, they're like, but I need it to taste good. I'm like, well, that's why you're hiring a chef who's trained to make things taste good. Because if you are properly seasoning things and cooking them properly, real food should taste good. Like healthy food shouldn't be like healthy and like a drag to eat. Like I
Mm-hmm.
always well, like eating a burger is healthy. It's just what's in your burger. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting it from a fast food place. If you're using grass-fed ground beef and like making a bun from scratch and using really good cheddar and making your aioli, how is that not considered healthy? It's real food.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what people get wrong is that you have to cut out all these things. And I'm like, no, you don't. You just have to make them from scratch, which I
Mm-hmm.
understand is time consuming. So that's why I have a job.
That's
That's
why they hire you.
why people go for dinner to nice places. But yeah, I don't think that healthy has to be bland by any means.
I love that. And do you think there's any foods that are like totally misunderstood, like ones people avoid that are actually like super powerful? Like I think for example, like there's trends going on like social media and like with like cottage cheese and like all of these like high protein meals. Like what is one that you think is totally misunderstood that many people might not know about?
Dairy, like I don't know. I'm back on the dairy train. I was on the oat milk thing for a long time. Not gonna lie, but I just I'm like, if you can digest it, why are we not just using real milk?
Hmm.
I don't understand the whole carton box milk thing. It first of all, it tastes absolutely awful. I hate it. Um, and there's no protein in it. It's just sugar, carbs, it's oil, it's sunflower oil. There are some really good brands though. I shouldn't say that. Like
Hmm.
brands that are just almonds and water that you can
Hmm.
find. Also like $12. So why would
Hmm.
someone do that buy milk if you can digest milk? So that's
Yeah.
why. And also it's a protein source and people aren't getting enough protein. Um, even though everyone's on this protein craze right now.
Yeah.
I get it though. I try to get a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, dairy, meat. I know veganism was huge for a while. I feel like a lot of people that like I've even seen with my clients. I used to have, I'd say 50% plant-based clients, and now it's maybe like 10.
Hmm.
I
That's
think people
crazy.
are back on the meat
Yeah.
bandwagon is exciting because
Hmm.
also protein, flavor, healthy fats. I just find that you just can't get everything if you're following a specific diet, unless you have a chef that is literally making sure all
Every
the
meal.
nutrients are in everything and being like, okay, all your amino acids are here. But yeah, when you
Hmm.
start cutting out food groups, you're cutting out major, yeah, minerals and macronutrients and amino acids. And
Yeah. I always found it was like wild, like going to a grocery store and seeing like milk in cartons and then there's milk in the fridge and it's like, what's the difference? And I'm like, why is there one that I can buy that can sit in my cupboard for 4 months? Or why is there one that has to go in my fridge? Like, it's such an interesting world.
that you have to pay $1 more
Yeah.
for milk at places. I'm surprised that away at coffee shops, like the plus 75 cents for oat milk.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of companies now on social media that are coffee shops, like just including it and being like that there shouldn't be an extra charge. So it's crazy how just like the world changes so much, right? Like you go on these kicks and social media kicks these social like food
Yeah, just
trends.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Cottage just sold out for like 6 months on a shelf because of all these cottage cheese recipes.
Yeah. It is crazy.
What is it now? Banana coffee I've been seeing. It looks delicious. I don't know if you've
Oh,
seen
yes. Yeah, I have seen that one.
it into milk, which I can get behind. I think that's pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
over an espresso shot with ice, which looks really delicious.
I
So
know. All those trends though, I'm like, I don't have time to make my coffee like this every single day.
it was just I don't know how people get sick of it. I would
I
get sick
know.
of banana coffee every day. Like I could have it maybe once a week, but every day.
I know. Yeah, it's a crazy time, especially on social media. What does a day in your life as a private chef and entrepreneur look like? Like, I know every day is probably different, but what does an average day kind of look like for you?
Yeah, as of lately, I've really tried to get into a routine just because of stress. I am such a morning person and I like my mornings alone or doing something that I actually enjoy doing. Not that I don't love working, but I have to carve out like 2 hours in the morning just to myself. So that looks like waking up, just getting ready for the day, going for like a 30-minute walk, whether I have my dog or my mom watches him a lot. So, flip back and forth between her and I, sorry. And then some sort of movement, whether it's just going to the gym or Pilates or just any workout class I can get into. If I'm driving into the city, I'll stop somewhere and use like class pass and just go to a class and then start my day cooking. I cook from probably 9:30 till 6 most days, I'd say on average, and then some days I'll have shorter. I'll be done at 4. I'll just book like one client that day and go on another walk, make myself some food, go grab dinner with someone. At night, I have a sauna. I sauna every night. I'm obsessed with it.
Amazing.
And honestly, like doom scroll, probably like most people. Try
Yeah,
to cook, answer client emails way too late at night. Yeah,
fair.
that's my day. Yeah,
What
I work a lot, and then I am just like everybody else. I go on social media constantly, waste on hours.
what so when you're like your day, you're cooking for other people. So how do you prioritize yourself and your meals and like making sure that you set out time for like your business and your personal health and your food? Like how are you kind of incorporating all of that when you're always meeting other people's needs?
Yeah, I love this question.
You're
Getting
like, I
better.
don't know.
I'm getting better at it. I honestly like all those are so great, but some days I only have time for two of them. Like meeting my needs of working out and making sure I pack food, and then other than that, I have no self care at all. Or sometimes it'll just be one. Like, okay, I worked out today, but I have no food prepared. So honestly, a lot of my clients are lovely and they'll be like, "Oh, eat." So that's very convenient.
Hmm.
Or I'll just like go to Whole Foods or somewhere where I know I can grab something good. Or I keep crackers in my car and protein shakes and I eat that. So it's not fancy. What else do I do? Take 10 minutes in my car and just breathe sometimes because sometimes it's back to back to back to like 3 houses in a day. And every home has different energy. Sometimes there's kids in there like screaming and running around. Sometimes, yeah, people have a request last minute and I'm like, oh, I gotta go, and there's traffic. And I'm like, oh my God, now I'm not gonna get to my next client till 4 o'clock and they want me out of their kitchen by 6. And yeah, it's stressful. Some days
Hmm.
others. Some days I cram myself way too tight. And then some I'm like, oh, I love today. Like I had time to go for a walk at 1 and meet up with a friend for coffee or call my mom. And yeah, those are the good days.
Yeah.
But there's definitely
Yeah,
balance.
for sure. And do you have like a favorite client story or like event you've cooked for that has like really stuck with you or like been really monumental in your journey so far?
Um, I don't know. I have a lot of funny stories.
I love that.
A lot of odd requests for sure. Honestly, all my clients are amazing. I'm very lucky now because I get to pick and choose who I want to cook for and where I want to be. I also have a team, so I will pass off new clients to them, and yeah, kind of just I stick with my day ones. A lot of them, like a lot, have been around for a while. I really know their families well. I know what they like to eat. They trust me. They just are like, make whatever, we'll love it, and it's like cooking for your own family almost, and just like how anyone would get addicted to their mom's food or like, when you're really used to someone's cooking and you try someone else's, it just doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot with my clients because they're used to my food and everyone
Hmm.
has a style. Every chef has their style. So yeah, favorites? I don't know. I'll have to maybe come back to that. I'll have to
No,
think.
that's okay. Yeah, take your time. How do you balance like creativity with like building menus for different clients with like different needs? Like how does that work in your day to day? Like you're busy from 9 to 6 cooking for other people. How do you like set aside that time to be creative? Does it just like come or does it you
Yeah,
like
I would say I don't. I am so honest with people when they hire me. I'm like, I don't do menus. I won't be texting you back and forth. I'm showing up and I'm cooking what you have, and
That's
you
amazing.
or you don't. And I never used to be able to do this. Obviously, it's just recently the past couple years because of the demand for it. But either they love it or they hate it. Either they're super type A and are like, no, I want like a menu the week before and edits, or they're like me and they're type B and they're like, cool, make us whatever. We love that. So
Mhm.
um most of my clients are just flexible and they're like, get creative. And I just, yeah, I'll watch TikTok just like everybody else, try trends, remake things that they've eaten at restaurants that they really love, that they'll send me pictures of things that I've eaten out,
I love
whatever's
that.
in. Yeah, I always ask people, what's your favorite takeout? And then I try to recreate it for them. I really love doing that. It's fun.
That is
Or
really fun.
TikTok trend your 11-year-old daughter has seen, because kids
Mhm.
love that. Willing to try things if they see it online. And
Mhm.
um, yeah, there's so many great recipes now. I see things, and I'm like, oh, I should make that.
I
And then
know.
I try it and I make it. I'm like, oh, I have made something like this. I just didn't make a beautiful video of it that makes it so appealing. Like the
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. And
Want
I
yeah.
like that you like customize it like to your clients, right? Like it's not you're not just like going in and like making them food and leaving. It's like an experience for them so they can really like build that connection. Because I think from the world of like social media to when you're in person, like you're the same, if that makes sense, right? Like people are getting who you are on social media and that's translating to when they're in your house because you're like in a personal setting with them, right? Like food is a love language for a lot of people. It's like,
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. It's so personal, and that's why
hmm
I know there's so many companies that do this and they have great menus, but what if someone wants to change the walnuts to pecans or they don't like goat cheese? And then it's just so much communication back and forth that you're better off to just get to know the people and what they like. And
hmm
I've always had a memory for that. I can name every person that's in my life and what they don't and do like food wise. Like
Oh my
random
God.
cooked for maybe twice. I'd be like, oh, so and so hates cilantro. They don't like olives, and it's just like a thing that I remember. Even from people that like aren't in my life anymore that I don't even like. I'm like, oh, I remember they don't like this, and
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, that is really fun. And that makes it more personalized too, right? Like people appreciate that. They appreciate you like remembering the small things.
Hmm. For
Have you
sure.
have you ever faced like pushback for the way that you do things like differently? Like I feel like the way whether it's in, like wellness or business, like have you ever dealt with that like somebody being like, "Why do you do it this way?" or "Do it this way." How do you kind of struggle with that? Because I know in the world of business and people who like want to come into business, like we obviously deal with the hardships of not being everybody's cup of tea. So how do you deal with that?
Yeah, lots. I've had a lot of people. I take a lot of client calls, and they'll hear my rate or something, and they're like, "Pardon me." I'm like, this is a very personalized service. I've taken a lot of that lately, actually, which sucks, but also there's way more people knocking at the door, so it's okay. Um, I just kind of don't even explain myself anymore. I just think that people don't realize value in personalized services sometimes, and it is just is what it is, which is fine.
Mhm.
Totally
Mhm.
understand. Um, as for my method, yeah, I've had people say like, "Oh, you're a little disorganized," or like, "How do you do all this at once? Like, shouldn't you have a plan more?" And I'm like, "Nope, that's not me." And I don't know if we don't line up, then like that's okay. Um,
Mhm.
also why I have a team. I have wonderful girls on my team that are like that, and if people like that more, then I suggest them because they're just more organized. Not that I'm not
Mhm.
organized. I'm very, I mean, actually, I'm probably not really that organized, but it works. And I don't know, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. So, yeah,
Yeah. And people
I
like will
just,
connect with that side of you, right? Like you're
exactly. I find it very relatable because like 90% of the people I'm cooking for, their life is like mine. Like,
Mhm.
it's chaotic and
Yeah.
I'm relatable to
Yeah.
people. They don't want me like coming in and on top of everything and making them maybe feel bad because I'm so organized or I'm doing things for them that they maybe think they should have done. Like I've cleaned people's fridges out before and they're like, "Why'd you do that? Like you make me feel terrible." And I'm like, "Well, I was just trying to help you." And they're like appreciative, but they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed." And
Mhm.
like whatever. And I'm like, "Don't be embarrassed. Like I'm just trying to help you where you're lacking because like everyone needs help." So
Yeah, and you're not just like you're not just making food and dropping it off at somebody's door, right? It's like you're there and you're in their kitchen, you're in their space. Like you don't want it to be like you're cooking and it's like awkward silence and nobody's talking and you're just like
Yeah,
there. Like
exactly. Yeah. I mean, most people are like, just make yourself at home. And yeah, like my kitchen's your kitchen now. Or actually, it's
mhm.
more kitchen than mine. I don't even step foot in it. Most people just laugh. They're like, I literally just heat up your food and put dishes in the dishwasher. I don't ever come in here unless I fry an egg. Like, okay.
You're like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, put anything back wherever you want. Like, reorganize the pantry. We don't care.
That's amazing. What's your go-to meal or ingredient when like somebody's short on time, but like they still want to feel good? Like what's like a your go-to if you're in a rush? Like I know you said your protein shakes and your car
Like,
snacks, but
myself or for a client?
for a client and then for yourself, you can answer both.
Okay. Client, it really depends on what they have. I love ground meats, like as much as people are like, ew, but I don't know. There's just so many things you could do with them. Like
Mm,
clients love meatballs, kids love meatballs. You can make so many different flavors. Like I do, people love like a Greek feta dill meatball a lot, and I'll make like a sauce and I'll roast some veggies and cook some rice and I'll make like a little bowl. That's always great. Steak with like chimichurri,
mm-hmm,
roasted sweet potatoes people love, salads that sit really well in the fridge. People like a lot of homemade dressings and like dips, I find, just so they can add to different things and give things flavor throughout the week. Like if I'm just like batch cooking a bunch of protein or veg and they can just add stuff. Protein bars, people love those. Those are quick. For myself, honestly, ground beef, rice, a
yeah.
vegetable. Not that exciting. I love pasta. Pasta's always good. Now that it's summer, I don't know. Yeah, maybe some lighter things. Honestly, I used to be so fancy for myself when I had time, and I'm just sadly not anymore. I just go out for that.
No, that's okay.
I
And
like going to dinner.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's and I think it's important that you touch on like the pasta and stuff because I think a lot of people like are like, oh, I can't have carbs and like that's not healthy and like there's just so many things out in this world that you see on social media and we're all influenced it by it like every second of every single day because you're constantly seeing things. So I think it's important that like you touched on that because I do think it's such an important thing that like people hear that it's okay to eat carbs and it's okay to eat all these things. It's just how you're eating it.
Exactly. Like every meal doesn't have to be protein and veg. Like
Hmm.
it's not a way to live. It's so boring.
So boring.
Yeah, I try to make a very large variety of things for people, unless they're actually like, no, I'm not eating carbs right now. I can't, or whatever, or we don't like
Hmm.
it. I just try to make a good mix because some days you come home after a long day and you do not want to look at a piece of chicken and asparagus.
Yeah.
Even if it's prepared in the most beautiful chef way with the right seasonings and everything, sometimes you just don't want that. You want something more comforting. So even
Hmm.
though people think they want something, I always make something else because I'm like, you're going to want something else during the week rather than just protein and vegetables. And then they'll text me and be like, oh my God, I'm so glad you made this. It's so good. And
I love that. For somebody like starting their wellness journey, what's like one simple shift that they can make in the kitchen?
um, clean out your pantry. Yeah. I think, or if you don't have a pantry, stock your pantry with some good quality ingredients, and you don't need a lot. Like I really think people should get rid of seed oils. I don't think they
Hmm.
have a purpose at all. Um like I don't even understand why canola oil is still
In
sold in
everything, in literally everything.
restaurants, like big jugs. I understand they have to fry in that. Like I eat it too. Like I'm not going to turn down a chicken wing or a french fry. But like at home, there's no need for it. Like you should have
Hmm.
good quality olive oil, butter, maybe avocado oil if you're like high heat frying something. Um, Stock up on like some good spices to make simple ingredients and healthy ingredients taste better. Um, yeah, I love spice blends like za'atar and like harissa, and like rather than just like onion and garlic powder, like look for blends or Google how to make homemade za'atar spice and just or homemade harissa, and it's like a blend. So
Hmm.
fancy than just like your onion and garlic powder and paprika that people put on everything or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, eat real food. Other than pantry stuff, I'd say just like shop the perimeter of the grocery store, meat, vegetables, um, dairy, since I love
Yeah.
dairy.
Oh, I
And
love that.
start simple. You don't need to change everything overnight. I think, yeah, you need to do it gradually, especially if you're in like a really bad place with your food. I don't think that changing everything overnight is necessary. I think it really takes like a long time to get to where you want to be. Like if you're making these drastic changes, you're not going to stick with them. It's a lifestyle. It's not just like a 21-day fix kind of thing.
Yeah. No, 100%. And
I
like I
used
think
opposite way. I was so crazy about food that I wouldn't even eat out. And then like this is like years ago when I went to nutrition school, but then I like slowly started to eat out again. And then I'm like, okay, I'll eat at a chain restaurant, even though like I didn't want to, because I'm like, oh, everything's comes in package and it's not homemade. And now I'm like, oh, whatever. Like I'll eat good food when I get home. Like I can eat something out now. But yeah, I used to have to work the opposite way.
it's like the 80-20 effect, right? Like the 80% healthy food and the 20% like going out eating, like kind of like that balance. You can't always be like eating chicken and rice every single day and being happy. Like people who do that, I'm like, that's crazy. I literally crave dessert every single night. So
Oh my gosh, same. Yeah. I forgot
oh,
to add that into my nighttime routine. Yeah, I have to have a sweet treat.
always like I can't like go to bed. I'll literally be like, I need something with chocolate.
Yeah. Hey, oh my gosh, I have like a chocolate in my cupboard up here. I have literally like a chocolate box and like I just
Yeah.
chocolates that I see at like cool different stores and like an
Yeah.
airport. Just buy chocolate everywhere.
It's necessary. It's happiness. Like food is happiness. So I really like that you like touch on that. What I ask everybody this, like, what does success mean to you in your business? How does it like relate to what you feel is successful?
Freedom for sure. I'm really recognizing that these days and like appreciating it. Like I read something not too long ago and it's I couldn't relate to it fully because it was like, oh, dropping your kids off at school, picking them up. But like most people can't do that because they're on the road to work at 8:30 and in work still at 3:30. But like taking a walk at 12 o'clock in the afternoon or
Hmm.
ending your day at 2, like that's success to me. Just being able to literally plan your whole week with just you in mind, like not having to consider anyone else in your, I mean, obviously clients, of course, but just if you need an afternoon, like just taking it or like in Friday, like on Fridays in the summer, I'm like, I want to golf every afternoon. And like that's
Yeah.
success. It's like just being able to like take an afternoon off and just not have to ask anyone for permission.
Yeah, I love that. That freedom to just like nothing's better in the summer than like just going for a walk in the middle of your day. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is literally makes me so happy and I just feel 10 times more productive.
Yes, exactly. And then it makes you appreciate work more and like want to have those hard, really busy days because you're looking forward to the day where you're like, oh, I'm done at 2 that day. That's so great. Or I'm
Yeah.
having coffee with so and so like during the middle of my day as like a break. And it's just, yeah, it's really nice.
Hmm.
It's just hard to say no. It's hard to say no to clients. It's hard to say no to money, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. Those are the
But
battles.
yeah.
What's a myth that you wish would like disappear when it comes to healthy eating in the world of healthy eating? What you see online, what you hear from people saying, what is something that like you hear people talk about that's untrue or like that's kind of going around?
Um, hmm. I've already touched on cutting out food groups. So that one definitely, of course, I'll
Mm,
reiterate that. I just think unless you actually have an allergy, I just don't understand it. I don't know. I have to think. I have to
that's
think about
okay.
it. I don't know.
No,
I
that
may just think that one.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I think in the world of social, like we were saying, in the world of social media, there's just so many things that you see people say, and even you see like on TikTok or on Instagram. I think in the wellness world in general, fitness, food, health, wellness, there's so many things that are being said. It's like hard to know what to trust or like what to feel. So I think it's like important for people to just like trust how you feel in your body. I'm always like saying that to people. I'm like, how do
yeah,
you feel? Just because somebody
exactly.
else feels some way doesn't mean you have to follow that exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I 100% agree. Yeah. If someone actually doesn't feel good after drinking a glass of milk, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, drink milk.
Keep
But
drinking it.
yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's how you feel. I just don't think that, yeah, you should let social media influence how you want to eat. I
Mhm.
think that just because it's trendy or because everyone else is doing it. And I
Yeah.
mean, I'm like, what's that trend now? Propaganda. I've fallen
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it. Like, I saw someone putting castor oil in their belly button. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put castor oil in my belly button. I'm so
Yeah.
guilty of it. But food wise, I that's like where I draw the line. I'm like, no one is gonna tell me what is good or bad for me because obviously it's my job. I love
Mhm.
food. I'm not gonna listen to food trends.
Yeah.
I
That's fair.
trend like, ooh, okay.
And if somebody were wanting to work with you, what does that look like for your business?
Like on my team or hire one of us as a
Like
chef.
hire you guys as a chef, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like 90% of my leads are through Instagram, which has been really great. I've never done anything for advertising, which is nice, or it's just word of mouth. So, you can reach out to me on there, or my email's on there. Most people just send a DM or they'll click on my website and fill out a request form. And
Amazing.
then I usually do a client call and figure out what your needs are. And then figure out who's the best chef for you on the team and then kind of explain what we do. And yeah, I still like, even though I'm very busy these days, I still try to keep it very personal. I try to make
Mhm.
it fun with everyone, just so they're not wasting my time, just so I'm not wasting their time. And I just keep it to 5 to 10 minutes just to get a better idea of what they need. And then at least we're like on the same page with everything and not like emailing back and forth. Cause honestly, that wastes more time.
Yeah, 100%.
I rather just call.
I love that. Okay, well, let's circle back to the two truths and one lie, and then you could tell us what the two truths and what the one lie is.
Okay. I have been cooking since I was 4. I think I
Okay,
spoiled in the beginning.
that's
Uh,
okay.
I absolutely hate sushi.
You hate sushi.
Not go out for sushi. If someone asks me to go out for sushi, I'm like, no, I'm not coming to your birthday party. Sorry. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I just can't do it. I don't know.
Interesting.
Not a fan. I would be like the girl that would get edamame and chicken stir fry at a really classy sushi restaurant. So don't
That's
ask me.
me too. That's me
Uh,
too.
really? You don't like it?
I don't eat fish and I like don't eat raw fish. So I'm like the vegetarian one that will eat like the avocado and
Yeah, we're
cucumber.
all like that. Yeah, I don't know, to me, it's like diet food, like rice and raw fish. It's just not appealing.
Yeah, me either. I
No,
agree.
amazing. And then yes, I have dual citizenship. So my mom is American. So
Amazing.
I have, yeah, dual.
I
So
love
one day
that.
our Real Roots Kitchen in the US, if Canada
Yeah,
can.
keep expanding it.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining me on my podcast today. It was so nice to get to know you and Real Roots Kitchen and like how it all came together. It was so nice chatting and thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.